Hey, what's up everybody, it's your boy Jono in the building, and today I'm back with another video. I know it's been a while, but this is what I've been waiting for. I was waiting to the trade deadline until I could come back with another video, and since now, I want to state my opinion on the big name trade, so let's get to it. Victor Oladipo. I happen to like Victor Oladipo. I know he hasn't quite been the same since his injury, but he's still dropping 21, shooting about 41% from the field this season. I don't think he's playing bad at all. He was just in a rough situation in Houston, and now that he's in Miami playing with Jimmy Butler, and we know what kind of competitor Jimmy Butler is, as we saw last year in the playoffs, he's that dude. And now acquiring Victor Oladipo, I feel like that can really help Miami once again in the postseason, and even knowing that they still kept Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. I was hearing sources that the Heat were planning to trade Tyler Hero or even Duncan Robinson. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, yo, I'm not letting go of those two, because what I saw last year from both those guys, especially Tyler Hero, these young cats are gritty. They can ball, they can shoot. I'm not letting none of those guys go. So now that they got Oladipo alongside them, and Jimmy and Bam, we're definitely going to see some battles in the East. I think this was a great move by the Miami Heat. Aaron Gordon. Now, I was actually surprised by this trade, not by Orlando though, because I never thought Denver would have given up Gary Harris or even RJ Hampton, who they just drafted. RJ Hampton, I think, is a good young player. He's kind of a complete unknown at this point because he's been mainly a bench warmer while he was in Denver, so we haven't seen much of him on the court. But now that he's in Orlando, maybe he'll get more playing time over there. Gary Harris, of course, was also known as a sharpshooter. Hasn't been the same player quite because of his history with leg injuries. We don't know if he can successfully recover, so that's questionable there. But for the most part, this is a good trade by Denver, knowing that Jeremy Grant left this past offseason, and Nuggets have having a veteran like Paul Millsap, who's not the same player like he once was because he's aging, but he's a solid piece. He can still give you minutes off the bench. Denver also acquired Javel Mcgee, who I think has gotten better over the past years, especially on the defensive end with his shot blocking. Aaron Gordon is having a good season and scoring about 14 points per game, shooting about 43 from the field and 37 from three. He can definitely be physical. He can help guard guys. You know, and the Nuggets keeping guys like Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Jokic is still there, obviously. I think this is a great addition to the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Vucevic. I think this is a huge trade for Chicago because Nikola Vucevic can play, and he's having his best season this year so far, averaging 24 and 11, shooting 48% from the field and 40 from three. He's just having a season. And Zach Levine is still there. Lauri Markkanen is still there as well. I like his promise. This shows that the Chicago Bulls are trying to push that 8th or 7th seed. Zach Levine, you already know we could do. He's having a great season as well, averaging 28 on better than 50% shooting 42 from three-point range as well. Zach Levine is a star in this league, okay? We cannot deny that. Now, let me also mention that they gave up Otto Porter and Wendell Carter Jr. Now, I happen to like Otto Porter. I think he's a good player. I don't think Orlando's going to hang on to him, though. His contract is also expiring. We haven't seen much from him either because of his injury history as well. But Chicago trading him, I think that also gives Chicago's rookie, Patrick Williams, more leverage to shine for that starting spot. Wendell, I don't really have much to say about him. Hopefully, Orlando can build around him and Mo Bamba. He hasn't really made a huge leap since his rookie year, but I like his promise. I think he'll be all right. The future first-round picks that Chicago gave, which I thought was not exactly a great decision, only because Vucevic is 30 years of age. But that means that Chicago is on a win-now mentality, so I think this is a somewhat of a win-win for both teams. Rajon Rondo. I didn't like this move at all because I feel like the Clippers should have tried to give up either Reggie Jackson or Patrick Beverley, or maybe even both, because Lou Williams was the Clippers' third option. Plus, he was obviously a key piece to their team coming off the bench, especially through previous years. I didn't like the trade really only because they traded Lou Williams, but at the same time, the Clippers finally have a point guard in Rajon Rondo. He shows up every year in the playoffs, and we saw that last year as well in the finals. Playoff Rondo is for real. He's a real deal. He's a two-time champion. He's a floor general. He could definitely help Kawhi and the Clippers offensively with his playmaking and his defense because he's also a good defender. So definitely a good pickup for the Clippers because they desperately needed that for sure. Let me know in the comments section which one of these trades you like the most. Till next time, John out.